from Rep. Pramila Jayapal. Senate Democrats should not have caved. Aw, why? What do you mean? Like, they shouldn't have caved? Are you saying that they were the ones that were holding the government shutdown? Sounds like it. Americans understand that this was a Republican shutdown and that we were fighting to protect healthcare for millions of working families. It was a righteous fight that we could have won, and it will continue. So she wants to keep money out of Americans' hands who get food benefits, who get WIC benefits, and all those other things, because she didn't want them to vote to reopen the government, but they did.
Have now been shut down for about 6 weeks. And the Republicans shut us down. Number one fact. The Republicans shut us down. Republicans have control of the House, the Senate,
if we say it enough times, I mean, it just makes it true.
That they were going to shut down the government because they did not want to provide Americans with health care. All of the polling showed that...
I mean, anybody with any morsel of common sense, if you take that statement and you're like, okay, so our elected representatives, they just simply want to just take away healthcare forever, period. Like, nobody's allowed to have healthcare ever again. I mean, like, anybody with any amount of common sense would be like, wait, why? That doesn't make any sense. Like, to permanently strip away all healthcare from everybody.
The American people understood that this was Republicans' shutdown. It was a crisis that Republicans
if she says it enough times, it just magically becomes true.
They blame Republicans,
you just have to
they believe Republicans should negotiate with Democrats to get Democratic votes. That's what governing is. I am really proud of House Democrats.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They did. They actually did. Because on Monday, they got 8 Democrat senators to vote to reopen the government. So that actually did happen.
Stood up and fought back and refused to cave and have been the wind behind the sails to make sure that the Senate held out as long as they did. But
to make the American people suffer.
Yesterday, this was a righteous...
No, see, they wanted the American people to suffer because the popular majority voted for Donald Trump. That's probably another reason why they wanted to keep the government shut down. Somebody like her wanted to keep the government shut down as long as possible to make the American people feel the pain that this is what you get when you vote a radical Cheeto in the White House, the Trump regime.
For the health care of the American people. And it was a righteous fight that we could have won given the shift in momentum given the incredible popularity of what we were...
Yeah, see, this is absolute ironclad proof that she does not pay attention to any of her socials at all. Like, not in any way, shape, or form. She's got people that are typing up all her tweets for her. If she's got a Facebook profile, Blue Sky, maybe she pays attention to Blue Sky, but she sure as shit ain't paying attention over on the X platform because she's been getting ruthlessly ratioed day after day after day. Same with Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, all these Democrats. Anytime they mention the government shutdown and they throw the word Republican in there, they just got ruthlessly ratioed. 3-1, 5-1, 10-1. Chuck Schumer got a few 10-1 ratios, just absolutely insane ratio numbers. And it just goes to show that you're on the wrong side of this. The American people, they absolutely understand what's going on. And what's hilarious is that I'm talking about official Democrat accounts. The ones that you would think the vast majority of people following these accounts would be Democrats. So it would seem to make sense to me that they would have gotten a lot more likes than comments on all of these posts about the Republican shutdown. Nope, they weren't, because they are on the wrong side of this. And the American people know it.
75% of Americans across this country, 80% depending on which polls you look at, support the fight to extend the tax credits for the Affordable Care Act and to cancel the cuts. That's a righteous fight. We were on the right side of history for that. And the reality is that Tuesday just gave us more momentum.
I will tell you another poll. Before Obamacare was passed, 70% of Americans were happy with their health insurance. I would love to see the number of people who are happy with their health insurance today.
Yes. So the Senate, Democrats should have held the line.
Yeah, whatever. All right. So did she get ratioed? Oh, of course she did. Look at this. 223 likes, almost 1,000 comments. That is a brutal ratio. So let me go ahead and see if Grok might have the answer. And I'll show the sources, because I know some people say Grok is like extremely biased to the right and it's unfair and blah, blah, blah. So anyway. And I'll get back to that. It always takes like a minute or so. even though it's Grok 4 fast. It's not really all that fast sometimes. Sometimes it takes a minute. All right, so update over here. Nothing really. They're still giving their speeches one by one. I'm not sure how much time they have. If I were to take a guess, I'd say probably 3 minutes. They might have 3 minutes, give or take.